When me and my wife first got married, and I know that that's not not the correct grammatical way to say that. I'm not an idiot, but I gotta talk that way, the way my life has gone, okay? So, anyway, I noticed we were living in this apartment. It was the only apartment I could get. No one would rent me an apartment. No one would allow a cosign. I finally found a place by walking around on foot. Couldn't do this on the telephone. And I finally found a place where they said they would accept my mother as a cosigner, and we found this apartment. Directly across from the intersection of Connecticut Avenue and Macomb Street in, I guess that's Cleveland Park there, Washington, D.C., Northwest Washington, D.C. Well, my wife, my newly married wife, did not like this apartment at all. Nor did her sister, or deaf sister, who was very important to her, and her deaf brother-in-law. They didn't like this apartment either. I don't see anything wrong with the apartment. To this day, I don't. I don't see anything wrong with it at all. It had nice warm heating, and I don't think it had air conditioning, but I don't remember. It wasn't overly hot in there, so I don't think it had. I don't know if it had air conditioning or not. If it didn't have air conditioning, it wasn't overly hot. It was like in a wooded area, so there were trees all around, and I guess they kept it cool enough not to be a problem in the summertime. At any rate, I was newly married, and my wife was bitching quite openly and quite emotionally about not liking that apartment. Now, what did I notice immediately about my wife when she bitched at me that way? After she got done with a kind of tirade, here's what she looked like. She looked like she was expecting me to physically attack her. I saw that. And I thought, my God, she had told me that I don't want to say too much because she gets mad at me. She doesn't want me telling about her past. But she suffered a lot of physical abuse growing up. Let's just put it that way. So, me, I don't attack anybody ever. Brothers and sisters, strangers, classmates. I'm not in fights or anything of the kind. Even though I've been called a danger to everybody. Okay, now, anyway, I could see that my wife, when she got done blasting me with one or another tirade, in sign language, right? She was like, when she's walking away from me, like she's expecting, like, I'm going to attack her physically. I just said it twice for emphasis because I don't know how to say it better. And I saw this thinking, she thinks I'm going to attack her for what she just said. And I didn't. I never did, nor did it ever occur to me that I'm going to physically attack her because she's disagreeing with me. It doesn't even occur to me, but I could see that that's what her behavior was saying she expected. Now, I would say I'm going to ask my wife, have I ever physically attacked you? But the way my wife is, she's been so abused that she cannot speak for herself. So if I asked her anything, I ask her, is there salt in the sea? Is there salt in it? She'd be the same way. What are you asking me? It's the same way no matter what I asked her. Did I ever hit you? I say, is there salt in the ocean? The same thing. You could ask her anything, you get the same thing. So I'm not going to ask because she's grown up under so much abuse that she cannot answer a simple question. In fact, she doesn't answer simple questions. You ask her a simple question, what does she do? She she assumes, I think, that you know that what the answer is. Like you're asking a rhetorical question, and she's going to tell you something else related to that answer. She's not going to answer the question. this has been a real problem with her in communication because I know I'm getting far afield from what I was starting to talk about, which was that my wife was showing that she expected to be physically abused. Well, she never was. Not even close. And we've been married now 31 years. We just had our anniversary a few days ago. 31st anniversary. We don't do much to celebrate those because we're trying to save money. So we don't go splurge on money or anything, but we give each other a hug or whatever, and we congratulate each other. That's about it. Now, I just wanted to mention that. And that's all. Because I think about it, and then I think about how I can't get like the simplest. Let me talk a little bit more about that. When I first was married to my wife, I hadn't been in the sign language world that many years, so I was, not as fluent as I am in sign language now. At that time, I wasn't, right? That was many years ago, 31 years ago, right? Just starting out. And so some of the times I ask my wife this simple question, and I don't get an answer to the simple question. I get something else. So at that time, I was thinking, I guess I'm not understanding the sign language, but that wasn't true. I'm good at understanding sign language. I've always been good at it. And I wasn't misunderstanding. She was not answering the questions. She wasn't. And she's still doing that. So I'm afraid to even try to show this, on camera, because she's sitting right over there. I could give an illustration. I could say, is there salt in salt water? And see what kind of answer she gives. She won't answer the question. So these days, a lot of times I'm saying to her, look, I'm asking you a question. I want yes or no. I want you to say yes. I got to say this, or I'm not going to get an answer. It takes that much. So my wife has been that abused. Okay? She's been severely abused, and that's the way she is. And I'm just letting people know. Now, I'm supposed to be a danger to everybody. And yet, I've taken care of somebody who's been severely abused and loved this person and given her virtually everything she ever wanted in adult life. I've worked to make her dreams come true. I've served her like a knight. I'm angry? No, I'm proud of that. It's an honor, as I said, to be able to help somebody. It's an honor. A lot of people, they're not going to let you help at all. They say, can I help you with that? No thanks. Come out of the cold. Let us give you some help. No, I'll stay right here. No, I don't want to come out of the cold. I'll stay here. It's an honor and a privilege to help somebody. So it's a very great honor that my wife has allowed me to help her. And I feel very proud, as much as one can feel proud of something like this, an unacknowledged accomplishment like this that doesn't usually get any kind of recognition. And I gotta say that if this alone does not give proof to my assertion that I am no danger to anybody, because I've been accused and persecuted now for over 40 years, what else is there to prove that I am no such danger? Okay? Find over the past 40 years the fights the physical altercations I've been fighting. Just the past 40 years, okay? Find a single one. Ask my wife, my son, people who have in-laws, ask anybody, anytime I ever hit my wife or even hit our son. I'm a danger to everybody. Find a single example over 40 years. And I've been trying. I've been going to counselors to help me with this. I have not. I've never had that problem, so it's been a lie. And the past 40 years are proof alone. I don't need to go back further than that, okay? Suddenly I changed when I got married. When I got married, I was under intense pressures. So if I had a problem like that, that's when it would have shown up. It did not show up at all, ever. So I'm dealing with this outrageously evil country here. It's outrageously evil people that have done this to me and my family. And somehow, there's going to be a warm, happy reconciliation between me and the devils, the demonic people here who have done this to me. There's going to be nothing of the kind, okay? I want justice, okay? Now, recently I've been thinking to myself, okay, a lot of times a man is sentenced to death. But you see in the movies that right before the man's execution, a priest or a minister goes into the man to talk to the man. I'm saying man because it's usually a man. And I guess they're going to offer that person a chance for forgiveness. Is that why they're there? I don't know. Do they forgive somebody like that? I don't know. Because usually it's not in the movie. They just show the priest goes in there, the priest goes out, and then the guy goes to his hanging or whatever. So, even the idea of forgiveness, I'm saying, even if it's present, it does not stop the punishment someone is due to get for their evil. And this country and its people have done evil on an atrocity level to me, okay? They're going to escape punishment for that. They are not. Now, I'm not going to punish them, obviously. And I want to show here that I am not somebody who ever does such a thing. I don't take the law into my own hands ever. Nor do I ever think of doing that, okay? So, I'm saying that punishment for evil, it's not going to be avoided, right? If you've done evil and you're going to be punished, even if you're forgiven by a priest at the last minute, which may happen, I don't know, it's not going to stop you from the punishment. If you've been decreed by a court to hang by the neck until dead, no matter what that priest says to you before that sentence is carried out, you go to that sentence. And this country, for what it's done to me, will go to its sentence for what it's done. For the evil it's done to me, it's going to be punished by the Lord, not by me. And I stand on that. Now, once again, I'm saying there's going to be some kind of reconciliation between and this monstrous people that's done this to me. There's going to be nothing of the kind. Just like you got a man, you decreed. Take Perry Smith and Dick Hickok, who ruthlessly murdered this innocent Kansas farm family, right? You're going to forgive them at the last minute and say, oh, it's all right. You murdered them and didn't call blood up. Forget about it. Let's be best friends, hugging. Go your way. It's not going to happen. They're guilty of those heinous crimes. They go to their punishment. Both were hung. Now, what you've done to me, you've taken my life by lies and you've persecuted and punished me with lies and falsehoods. You've taken my life. You've effectively murdered me, killed my good name when I was 28 years old, and you turned me into a ghost, which I am to this day. And somehow you think that there's going to be some kind of a warm understanding between me and you. You are going to the punishment you deserve for that crime you've committed on me. And I have nothing to do with that, right? So I just want to make that point. Today is the 17th of January, 2026.